What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Tasker's Barbecue Supply. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different for y'all. We're going to be doing some smoked duck breast. As most of y'all know, duck is not one of your more common barbecue foods, but it's very, very good on the barbecue. It goes well on pellet grills and kettle grills, offset smokers, just about anything like that. It does well on your gas grill as well, but adding that little bit of smoke flavor to it just kicks it up just a notch above anything else you're going to taste. Now, a lot of people traditionally will do them in a pan or in the oven, and those are very well too. But when you really put it on the grill and you put some smoke to it, it's just out of this world. All right, enough talking. Let's get showing you how to do duck on the pellet grill. Alright, so to get this duck breast started, we just need a few simple things. We've got our duck breast, we've got our knife, and we've got some salt and pepper. Now these duck breasts came from Frag Out, so as always we will drop our coupon code below so that you can get $25 off your first order of Frag Out. And remember, you'll get $25 off and you'll help us purchase more foods like this so that we can do more videos for you. So you're helping us and we're helping you. So the first thing we're going to do is you want to score the skin on this duck breast. And what you're trying to do is, as it cooks, you're going to try to release as much of the fat between this skin and the meat as possible. So you don't want to go clear into the meat, but you want to get through the skin and just score it along in a crisscross pattern is all we're going to do. So
Perfect.
So that's pretty well it. You can see we've crisscrossed through here, and it really hasn't cut into the meat, but maybe just a hair. But what we're doing is we're breaking up all those chunks of skin so that fat, when it renders down, has somewhere to escape. So now all we're really going to do is we're just going to go ahead and put a little bit of salt and pepper on top of this. And I'm going to go slightly heavy on the salt, especially on the skin side, because what I'm trying to do is pull out all that moisture. And that salt will help us create kind of a nice crispy skin on this duck as it cooks. So we're just going to use some fresh ground salt and pepper. All right, and then we're just going to work that in a little bit, make sure we've got salt down in between all these pieces of skin, because that's what we want. We want that salt to get in there and start working on that fat and on that skin and pulling out as much moisture as possible. Now that we've got that good, we're just going to flip it over. And this is a good place to point out. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel and you like what we're doing here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down in the corner. You're going to help us bring you better videos into the future. So, we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side. Now, we don't need quite as much salt on this side because this is just basically straight on meat. Alright, and then I'm just going to flip this back over to lay the skin up. And I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and just let it set and air dry for about an hour to get as much moisture out of this as possible. So once this is done and ready to go, we'll get our Rectech Bull fired up. We're going to be running some Cookin' Pellets Perfect Mix, and we'll be running about 225 degrees to start this out. So we'll see you back when we have the grill all warmed up. Alright everyone, we've let this duck set for a little while and let that salt and pepper pull the moisture out of the skin and out of that fat. Now it's ready to go on the grill. So we have our Rectech Bull fired up and running 250 degrees with Cookin' Pellets Perfect Mix. Now what I'm going to do is right before I put this on the grill, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of Frag Out Operator on top of it. What that's going to do is it's going to give me a little bit of a hickory smoke flavor seasoning on top of it. So their operator is perfect to just add that little complexity to your seasonings without really adding a whole lot. It's just got that nice little bit of hickory taste to it, but it's not overbearing. It can be combined with other seasonings without being too salty or too powerful. So that's why I really like it to put on top of things that we just put a little bit of salt and pepper on, because it's not super salty and it just adds that little extra kick of flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of that on here now. And then we're just going to go ahead and throw it on the grill. Now, again, we're going to be cooking this fat side down. And the reason we're doing that is because we want as much of that fat to render out through the slits that we cut and get away from the meat so it's not as greasy and gamey tasting. We're just going to sprinkle a little bit of this operator on the meat side of it. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and shut our lid. We're going to let those two duck breasts set for a little bit, and we'll be back here in just a few to check on them. Alright guys, we're sitting right about the 45-minute mark right now, and our duck breast is sitting at 125 degrees internal. Now, there's controversy between temperature of duck. A lot of people will say they want to take theirs up to 165, 170, just like poultry. But duck isn't exactly the same type of white meat as a chicken. So most people will only go to about the 135 to 140 degree range on duck breast, and it turns out really, really good. Now, some people just can't stand the thought of eating that duck at a lower temperature like that because it does still have a little bit of blood in it, a little bit of redness to it. So some people like to take their temperature up a little bit higher. I don't. I prefer right around that 140 area. We've been running on the Rectech, but what I think I'm going to do to get this skin extra crispy is I'm going to take this over to our Napoleon, and I'm just going to set it skin side down on our Sizzle Zone and see if we can't sear up that skin real good and get some real nice crunchy skin. It's really good that way, especially if you get more of that fat burnt off in between the skin and the meat of that duck. That skin's really, really good. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these off of here, and we're going to go over to our Sizzle Zone, and we're going to sear the skin up on them just a little bit. So I'll meet you over there. Alright guys, I'm just going to try to give you kind of a close-up here of what's going to happen when we stick this duck breast on this Sizzle Zone, because I have never put any of these duck breasts on here. So let's give it a try and see how it goes. And obviously I figure it's probably going to start flaring up pretty soon because of all the fat coming out of the duck breast is going to start giving it some flare-ups, but that's kind of what I'm looking for. So we're just going to kind of keep moving that around so that we get some good crispiness on that skin. There's a flare-up we're looking for. That's actually what I want, because I want that flame to kind of come up and just trickle the skin and just make that skin nice and crispy. And this is also going to bring us up to our full cook temperature. Like I said, we were at like the 125 to 130 area right there before we put it on the Sizzle Zone. So this is going to kind of help us bring it up to that 135 to 140 area. And there's the flare-ups we're looking for. Let's see how it looks. That looks awesome. As you can see, the skin looks just absolutely amazing. It's nice and crispy now. That's kind of exactly what I was looking for. I may just try to get that front side just a little bit more, but that's about perfectly what we're looking for. Yes, that is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and grab our other one here, and we're just going to do the exact same thing. We're just going to sear this up a little bit here. Now, obviously, if you don't have a Sizzle Zone or something like this, a sear box, any type of, a gas grill, charcoal grill, even just pan searing it at the end will work. I want to get the smoke flavor in this duck breast because it just makes it so much more flavorful and just amazing. And especially doing it low and slow, that's going to give you some great tenderness. So I don't like cooking directly on a gas grill or doing it in the oven. I prefer to do it on the smoker. But I think this is going to be a great addition to doing it this way. I've never tried this method before, but I think this is going to be perfect. Like I said, you can always just use a pan, cast iron pan or something, and sear it in a pan. But that looks absolutely incredible. I don't know if you can see it there with the flame behind it. Probably not. There it comes into focus there. It just looks absolutely perfect. Nice and crispy skin now. So we're going to go ahead and take those inside now, and we will see you in there in just a minute. All right, everyone, we're back inside now. We let these duck breasts set for just a couple minutes to cool off. That Sizzle Zone just was awesome on these things. It crisped up that skin like crazy. I'm sure you can probably hear we've got that nice crispy skin on the bottom side, and that's exactly what we were going for. Now again, all we basically did was salt and pepper these, let them sit in the refrigerator for about an hour to kind of pull any moisture off. We hit them with a little bit of that Frag Out, put them on our smoker for just over 45 minutes at 225 to get some smoke. And then we hit them on our Sizzle Zone to finish off the cook and crisp the skin up. Like I said, you can pan sear it to finish it off or anything, but it turned out awesome. So I can't stare at these things any longer. I've got to cut into one of them. So let's slide this over, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this one right here. And a beautiful temperature on the inside, just that nice pink color. And that's what you're looking for out of duck. So let's cut a slice of this off right here. Cut that, and let's give it a try. I'm here to tell you that is out of this world. That's probably some of the best duck I've ever tasted, and it is phenomenal. Seasoning was perfect, not overpowering, with just a little bit of hint of that hickory flavor on there, a little bit of that salt and pepper. The skin's super crispy, most of the fat is gone. That's just impeccable. So this was a home run for sure. If you ever have the opportunity to get some duck breast, give this recipe a try. See how it turns out for you. I guarantee you it'll probably be a hit with anybody you feed it to, especially people who haven't had duck before, because it tastes amazing. It doesn't taste gamey. So that's a big thing. And this came from Crowd Cow. So if you're interested in trying some duck and don't really have anywhere to get it, check out Crowd Cow. Again, we'll put our link down below. Order it off there and give it a try. It's awesome. We thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Drop any comments you have below, and we'll see you back around next time.